6 days ago, as of the recording of this video, I beat Batman Arkham Shadow, and I have some thoughts. Now, this will be a spoiler review, so if you haven't played the game, go do that right now. It's really good, I promise. Just please go experience it. It's amazing. Go.
This is great.
If you're still here, you either finish the story, watch the playthrough, or you just don't care. Either way, welcome to the review. First thing I should quickly touch on is why, and I'm no horn tooter, I am the most qualified reviewer to cover this game. For one, I've been with the Arkham series since I was a wee lad. And while I would love to say I played Arkham Asylum back in 2011, truthfully my only memory of that time was something along the lines of... The other memory I have of back then is my dumb little stupid idiot kid brain watching Batman Arkham videos' Arkham City playthrough over and over and over again. And now I have everything from the first 15 minutes of the game etched into my memory. Everything! Moving on. A few years later, I got a little Quest 2 under my Christmas tree and fully dove into the world of VR, which, if you couldn't tell by my third place world record FNAF VR any % speedrun, I found it quite enjoyable. So imagine my excitement when a few months ago, Camouflage, of Iron Man VR status, announced yet another game based on an eccentric crime-fighting billionaire. And this time, it was part of the biggest superhero game franchise ever. My favorite superhero game franchise ever. Very quickly, I erred on the side of cautious optimism, which, after 2 trailers and 3 interviews, turned into full-blown excitement. By the time the game released, I was absolutely ready to finally feel like the Bat. With a few days to sit on the game, post-completion, I kept returning to a very specific sentiment. The game was so good, it doesn't feel like an Arkham game. Now wait, don't grab your pitchforks yet. That's not a diss on the other Arkham games. But something felt different about Shadow's story and pacing, and I just couldn't put my finger on it. Arkham Shadow feels like a Batman story with Arkham gameplay. In other words, this game is really good. Now, I won't linger too long on the glaze everyone else has given the game. Yes, the combat is literally perfect. I had some flubs now and then with some of the gadgets, but it's more to do with the fact that I was full force punching the air. That may also have something to do with the 3 days of shoulder pain I had after playing this game. I'm not kidding either. I work out pretty frequently, and for some reason this killed my arms. Anyway, yes, the Predator was perfect. There was around a 24-hour period when I was the first place on the global leaderboard for the second Predator challenge, and if only for a brief moment, I really felt like that. At the start, I kinda worried about the Black 8 sections. I was thinking, oh god, is this gonna be like the MJ sections all over again? But no. Surprisingly, they never felt intrusive or overbearing or any of those bad things. And I think it's for 2 main reasons. For one, I mean, they always come at the end of Batman sections. That's to say, by the time you're forced to turn into matches, you've already had ample time to re-explore the map for secrets and whatnot. It also helps that you're the one physically choosing to turn into matches. It never feels like you're in some filler episode, because you're still Bruce, really. Secondly, the matches gameplay is new, but it's familiar. The matches sections bring life back to the prison. The cell decoration, all the infamous villains, the incentive from the story, it all ties together to make a really compelling reason to want to play as matches. On top of all that, you still get combat and stealth and puzzles, except now you're vulnerable. No armor, no gadgets, nothing. Basically, I think this game's better than The way they handled Harvey Dent's character kinda made me a bit sad. He was such a good character with so much personality, and the way he was built into this eventual villain self was unbelievably effective. There was so much development and care put into Harvey as a character just for him to turn into the most throwaway villain in the next games. This is what I mean. Shadow is almost unapologetically a great Batman story. Also, that Joe Chill twist, for some reason, completely caught me off guard. Which is weird, because I vividly remember the first thing saying when we were introduced to Joe was, what, like Joe Chill?
You see that, kid? That's what happens when you try to be a hero.
The last 20 minutes of the game were some of the greatest moments I've ever experienced in any game, VR and flat screen. There's something about physically experiencing what a conversation with Joe is like that makes connecting with them emotionally so effective, even when they're responsible for all the pain and trauma of the protagonist. In a way, the connections Bruce was making in the game felt real. They felt like we were genuinely connecting with these people. So when you get to the end, and there's that shocking reveal that yes, Joe is Joe Chill, and yes, Harvey is going after him, it just fills you with this sense of dread that you can really feel, and you can really hear it in Roger Craig Smith's performance. Also, quickly, off script, Roger Craig Smith, Troy Baker, everyone who did major characters in this game, even like the voice actor for Falcone, amazing, incredible performance, especially Batman. Batman had some really, really angry moments. I just really have to applaud the voice actor specifically. This was amazing. The deaths were such real ones through the whole process too. It's clear in every interview and Discord interaction and Q&A just how much love they have for both the characters and the community. Please go support these guys by whatever means necessary. We need more devs like this, especially as VR grows as a medium. And judging by the reception, everyone else thinks so too. Talking about reception, back to my thoughts. Ranking Shadow among the other games is a little tough, but all things considered, my list would go a little something like this. Arkham Asylum, Arkham Origins, Arkham Knight, Arkham City. And Arkham Shadow would be right smack dab in the middle. Arkham Shadow just gets so much right about the Arkham series, and to put it any lower than Origins just feels wrong. That being said, I do think that Arkham Knight beats it just in gameplay, plus nothing's really beating the ending of Arkham Knight. For me, that's one of the greatest video game endings ever. And Arkham City was just like a really good game through and through. I don't think I have to explain why they're there. But Shadow would really just land smack dab in the middle for me. Number rating, 8 out of 10. The only thing that would make it better is if it was longer. Honestly, I just really want a long Arkham game. The fact that it was this long is amazing. I was playing for like 2 days, 3 days straight, and I still wasn't beating the game. That might have something to do with, you know, me going trophy hunting every 5 seconds. But we all know why this game is really an 8 out of 10. It's obviously the finger physics.
I've never seen these